everyone, it's Nova. I want to show you 10 very underrated tarot decks. They are mass market and indie. And this is a VR to my friend Mervat Alam, the Egyptian mystic. I will link her original video in the description box. And maybe you have noticed recently there are a few different versions of underrated decks videos going around YouTube. I know about another one. It's from Fairlight Tarot, which is called Underrated Mass Market Decks. I myself, when I started this channel almost 2 years ago, the very first video that I had was about underrated decks. I actually made 3 videos back then. So I will link those ones also in the description box. I am going to make 3 videos on this topic. This one that you're watching now is underrated tarot decks. There will be another one, underrated oracle decks. And also, I will make a video dedicated to underrated Marseille decks. And I'm thinking I will keep each video to 10 decks only, so that they are the most underrated. And I'm going to start with the first one, the Mythical Medleys, a vintage cartoon tarot by Liminal 11. So this was published a few years back, and unfortunately it did not get the attention and appreciation it deserves, although this is an incredible deck. So let me tell you why. First of all, Mystical Medleys was a cartoon in the 50s, I think, or even before that, in the 30s, right? I don't know, it's not easy to find, but I know this is a very vintage cartoon. And look what a cool cartoon it has been. I mean, look at these characters. I have done many readings with this deck. It reads like a charm. These characters are very expressive. Although I have not watched the cartoon, but still they're nostalgic for some reason. It is very special. Like, readings with this deck is really special. This deck is very talkative, but it's not noisy. The cards are designed to look vintage. The cardstock is really good. It's matte. It's not that shiny cardstock of Liminal 11. It's a matte cardstock. It shuffles easily. It's not as thick as the other cardstock of Liminal 11. It is very RWS, but it's like it adds a lot to RWS. It's deeper than RWS. It has a lot of symbolism. I love the colors, although it is colorful, but because of these borders and the gray, there is a lot of gray in most of the cards. So it neutralizes it. It easily pairs with so many other decks. Like, this is one of the most pairable decks that I've ever seen. Like, look at this one, 7 of Cups. You can have a quick reading, like you can quickly extract meanings and messages out of even a large spread. But also, if you want, you can spend a long time on it, because just looking at each card can give you so many messages. It's really cool, and it's like, this cartoon was definitely ahead of its time. And I think it is timeless. 10 of Wands. It's amazing. I don't know, it just, this deck was not that lucky to receive the appreciation that it deserves. This should be in many top 10 decks, especially mass market. And I showed you all the cards. And the guidebook is also good. I mean, this is the colorful, gorgeous Liminal 11 guidebook, and even the guidebook pages look vintage. So this was the first deck. I don't know if I mentioned or not, I'm going to show you 10 decks. I think I will show you guys 10 decks in each video. So this was the first tarot deck. The second one is the Feng Shui Tarot. This is an indie deck. I have trimmed the borders. I've kept a little bit of the black borders, but it has, like, the black is thicker, but I have removed it, and I've kept the sharp corners because I like that look for my decks, for most of my decks. Anyways, this is the Feng Shui Tarot. It's a Feng Shui theme. This is one of my favorite cards, the Strength card. There's a Tai Chi master. This is such a gorgeous deck. Not only it's beautiful, look at the Death card, but also it has such a interesting voice when you do readings with it, and I've tried many different types of readings. This deck was out of print. I think it is back on print. If you search it on YouTube, it comes up. If you search it on the internet, sorry, it comes up in different websites, different shops. I think very recently I even saw it on Amazon.com. Anyway, so here you have the Red Phoenix, which is the suit of wands, suit of fire. Look how gorgeous. And the cards are very meaningful. Intuitive in a very interesting way. So then you have the tortoise, suit of tortoise, black tortoise, which is the suit of water. I really like the design of this deck as well, the way the titles are written on the side. It's just very tastefully created. Then you have the white tigers, the suit of white tiger, which is the suit of air. Like, it makes so much sense. And this is not RWS. If you know tarot in general, if you have tarot knowledge, it's not difficult to read, but it has definitely its own voice. As you see, it is in order because I still want to make a comparison video between this one and another one. So then you have the green dragon, which is the suit of earth. And for its beauty and its uniqueness and its gorgeousness and the way it reads and everything, I have almost never seen it in any videos, while I believe this should be a lot more popular. Look at the Fool. So this was the second one. The third one is a mass market deck, Mythical Goddesses Tarot. For the majors, you have goddesses, like here for the Empress, you have Kuan Yin. Here for number 16 for the Tower, you have Pele. And the guidebook explains why they chose this goddess for this card. And then for the minors, you don't have a specific goddess designated to each card, but it explains very well each card's relationship with goddess energy. And on top of that, you have the astrological association, so you can use this deck for Deacon Walk. I have removed the borders. Each card Comes in large borders, and the borders are color coded, as you see in this image. But I have removed the borders and I have written all the information in the back of the cards. I have etched it in black and I let the Sharpie bleed. I used a thick Sharpie to bleed, so I get this thin borders, black borders on my cards. Look how gorgeous this deck looks now. I like it a lot better this way. It is a very intuitive deck. You can read it intuitively. You can use the esoteric symbols that are given. You can read from the guidebook. It pairs amazingly. This is not a RWS clone at all. It's an incredible deck, really. It's magical. Gives you powerful readings. Again, it pairs really well with so many different types of readings. I have many pairings with this deck on my Instagram account. I paired it with Rumi Oracle. Pairs very well with Rumi Oracle. It's really nice. I love it. Especially now that it's a mini deck. I mean, I trimmed it to a mini deck size, but this is not a mini deck when you buy it, and it is mass market. It's a very valuable deck for the information that it brings, because the guidebook is amazing and it is mass market. So this was the third one. Number 4 is the Minoan Tarot by Laura Perry, published by Schiffer. This is Laura Perry. She has written the guidebook and drawn all the cards, the images, and also even designed the cards and everything. The only thing that I do not recommend using is the box. But I'm keeping it in the box because it has sharp corners and I love sharp corners, as I told you. So because of the sharp corners, I prefer to keep it in the box, and because I just really love this deck, I don't want the cards to get damaged. Look at these backs. So this is a very special deck. It has a kind of its own system. She explains in the guidebook about all the minors and the majors, of course. She explains about the Minoan period. She has created these images. She's drawn these images based on all the images that already exist from the Minoan age. So she has done a lot of research on it. The guidebook is written amazingly well. I recommend using the guidebook for this deck. Definitely. Like, ever since I used the guidebook, I never used this deck without the guidebook. Priestess of Rhytons. As I said, this deck has its own system, and it's not that difficult. Like, if you just read the guidebook, you will get it. It's easy to learn for whoever knows tarot. It's just something else, and it works, and it's gorgeous. The cardstock is very special. I think one reason that I like this deck so much is because of the cardstock, because it is kind of glossy, not high gloss, but it is glossy in a really luxurious way. The cardstock is really good, like it's soft and high quality. It shuffles really well. It is pippish. The suits are color coded. So the power of this deck is in the guidebook for sure. It's in the beauty of the images. They're very symbolic. Very primitive, but in the most tasteful way. Like, this is death. This is how they used to bury their dead at the Minoan time. This is the Chariot. It's really a gem. All these images already exist, you know, like she has just refreshed and has done some touch-ups and created the archetypes from the images that already exist. So there is historical value in this deck as well. If you like to have something a bit different, you know, a very unique tarot deck, this is I really recommend this one. Also because so much research has been done to create this deck, you know. The guidebook, if you read the guidebook, you know. I'm not going to read the guidebooks in this video, guys, but there are videos on YouTube, proper reviews and deep dive and walkthroughs and stuff. If you're interested, you can watch them. But for its beauty and the incredible guidebook and the amazing cardstock, I never see it on YouTube. Like, I've never seen any of my favorite channels ever talk about this deck, which is a shame. This is definitely an underrated tarot deck in the community. Next one is the New Chapter Tarot by Catherine Briggs. Liminal 11 published this deck a few years ago. I have removed the borders. It comes in this large cream borders that I have removed. I have also etched the cards in this gorgeous green. These are the backs. I love this deck. So this is a Thoth based tarot deck. I have a video as a side-by-side comparison between this deck and the Thoth. I will link that in the description box. I recommend watching that video because it's an eye-opener. Look how cool this deck is. I like it a lot more because I've trimmed the borders, but let me tell you, this deck is very intuitive. If you're familiar with Thoth, you will really enjoy reading this deck. You can use the guidebook. The guidebook is very short and sweet. It is good though. It is intuitive in its own way. It is very symbolic. I really like it. It's really cool. I like the looks of it. This is again another cardstock from Liminal 11, which is not glossy and it's not thick. It shuffles well. Look at the Death card. And I wonder why. I mean, I know so many people that are into Thoth, but I wonder why I don't even see this deck in their channels. Because it reads, like, it reads so well. Knight of Wands. And it's done so tastefully. I mean, it's such a gorgeous deck. Next one is Swagatam Tarot by Pankhuri Agarwal, another Schiffer Publishing creation. Look at this box. This is one of Schiffer's best quality creations. Like, look at the box. Okay, so these are the bags. I've etched them. I have put it in order because I want to study this deck. I did a few readings with it when I bought it and it was incredible. So this is a proper study. This deck has an extra suit, and it's based on Buddhism and Hinduism concepts, also based on the numerologic aspects of tarot. Like, this is the Fool. Let me first show you the majors. It is a Pippish deck, but in a very special way, and it has an extra suit, as I said. Look at the Hermit, the Wheel. It has such a nice cardstock. Matte, not too thick. The cards are squarish, as you see. There's so much in this deck, honestly. Okay, let me show you. So here you have Ace of Cups. So the aces are mudras, and it says the name of the mudra underneath the card, and you can see it in the guidebook. This is the Ace of Wands, Ace of Pentacles, Ace of Swords, and Ace of Smoke, and they're all mudras. Then for the twos, here you have Two of Cups, which is the armband, the Two of Pentacles, which is the anklet, Two of Smoke, head ornament, Two of Swords, nose ornament, and Two of Wands, hip belt. In the guidebook, it explains twos are the jewels. Two represents duality and the balance therein. In this deck, they suggest what acupressure points, organs, chakras need stimulation in the body of the querent. So then, for example, in Two of Cups, the armlets, the keywords are happy union, reunion, togetherness, unity, equality, and the reverse meaning is self-love, disharmony, breakups, mistrust. And then explains here, armlets have long been a sign of romantic love in India. As per acupressure, they press the points on the arm that relate to heart health and aid in keeping the heart healthy. They stimulate the heart chakra and bring a glow to the skin. See how interesting it is? And then for the threes, it says threes are tastes. Threes represent creativity, development, and growth. In this deck, they are an indicator of diet management. There are 6 tastes in food in India. Each taste has 2 predominant elements. For ease, only one element is assigned in this deck. It explains about Three of Cups, which is the sweet taste. And it explains Madhura Rasa, or the sweet taste, is deeply healing. It has the power to heal wounds and improve one's temperature. It is considered auspicious, however, too much of it can make you phlegmy and fat. A cool glass of freshly pressed sugarcane juice is the quick fix against heat throughout India. I told you guys that I'm not going to read the guidebook, but for this one I had to. So these are the threes. As you see, the pips are color coded. For Three of Swords, you have hot, Three of Cups, sweet, Three of Pentacles, astringent, Three of Wands, sour, salty, and Three of Smoke, bitter. The fours are natural dye. Four of Cups is indigo. Four of Wands is turmeric. Four of Pentacles is henna. Four of Swords is kumkum. And Four of Smoke is saffron. So this is how this deck is created. I'm just quickly gonna show you all the cards. So these are fives, these are sixes. Six of Swords is Diwali. Then the sevens, oceans and beaches. Seven of Smoke. Seven of Cups is rivers. Seven of Wands is mountains. Seven of Pentacles is plains and forests. Seven of Swords is deserts. And now we have eights. Eight of Cups is sandalwood. Eight of Pentacles, coconuts and palms. Eight of Smoke, neem. Eight of Swords, Banyan. Eight of Wands, Ashoka. And nines, Paneer, Rose, Lotus. And the tens. Ten of Smoke, early and late winter. Ten of Swords, autumn. Ten of Cups, monsoon. Ten of Wands, summer. Ten of Pentacles, spring. So it has its own system completely. And then you have the pages here. Page of Wands is Kathakali. Page of Swords, Kathak. Page of Smoke, Rati Bihu. So this is all explained in the guidebook. These are the knights. These are the queens, which are animals. Queen of Cups is cow. Queen of Wands is Bengal tiger. Queen of Pentacles is crow. Queen of Smoke is peacock. Queen of Swords is elephant. And then the kings, Annamaya, Anandamaya, Manomaya, Pranamaya, Vijnanamaya. So this deck is not easy. It is a lot of fun though. It's very sweet. The guidebook, you see how the guidebook is short and sweet, like this is all you get per page, and you get full page of each card in front of its explanation. So this gorgeous guidebook is a proper study, but it's so short and sweet. And reading with this deck is a very unique and wonderful experience. For its beauty and the fact that it's mass market, it's a shame that I have never seen it anywhere. Next is the Byzantine Tarot. You have probably seen this deck, maybe you haven't, it depends how much you watch tarot videos. But this deck, again, for its beauty, for the amount of work that has gone through its creation, for the quality of the cardstock, for the fact that it is mass market, it is a lot less popular than it should be. In my opinion, this is one of the most underrated tarot decks, because even people who are very much into historical decks are not talking about this one. First of all, look at the backs. I've edged it myself. The cards are large, like they are, I think, like 3 centimeters taller than your standard tarot card. And let me show you. First, I'm going to show you all the cards, because I'm showing all the cards in this video. 8 of Cups, 7 of Cups, 6 of Cups, 5, 4. I have done readings with this deck. It reads like a charm. This is Count of Coins, Countess of Coins, Knight of Coins, and Page of Coins. 10 of Coins, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and Ace. So this deck is pretty much RWS. The images are gorgeous. The cardstock quality is really good. It's very matte, very soft but sturdy cardstock. It shuffles really well. It's just very high quality. Everything about this deck is so high quality. Love these images. It has a very playful voice. 4 of Staffs. It's such a special deck. Like, this is another mass market deck. Why nobody talks about it? All these mass market videos. Why nobody talks about this deck? Look at the Death card. And it explains in the guidebook about each card. Like, it's so good. It explains the story of each card. This card was in the top tarot trumps tag. Like, the guidebook explains everything. What is happening in each card? What's the story? Who are these people? It's really cool. Look at the guidebook. It's a huge guidebook, like this much bigger than my hand. And it has 160 pages. And you get this much per card. It's beautifully written. So again, I 100% recommend this deck. I think this deck does not get the appreciation that it deserves in the community. It's very underrated. Next one is the 78 Tarot Astral. Two of Cups, Queen of Wands, 10 of Wands, 10 of Pentacles, 8 of Pentacles, 7 of Wands. This was published in 2017, I think, by 78 Tarot. It's a collab between, I think, 78 artists. As you know, 78 Tarot creates collab decks, and they are all only one time published, and after that they go out of print. They are collector items, and we see a lot of out of print deck videos on YouTube and images on Instagram, but I almost never see a video or a post about this gorgeous deck, while I think this is their #1 creation until now. And 78 Tarot has been doing this, I think, for 10 years. I'm not sure, please correct me if I'm wrong, but in my opinion, this is their most interesting and most beautiful and meaningful creation so far. It's not only stunning, it reads so well. They're all very clever, like every single card is created with a lot of thought behind it. Look at this one from Joanna Nelson, Page of Cups. And this one, King of Cups by Carol Phillips, Queen of Swords by Tanya Bond. Gorgeous, gorgeous deck. So this one is definitely underrated among collector items, among indie decks, out of print decks, and it's a shame. Two more. This one is Banksy Tarot. So this is the artwork of Banksy, the street artist. He's a British street artist and graffiti writer. And this deck was created by Kuptilu Art Studio in 2018. They have done an incredible job. You get this pamphlet. You get a little bit per card, but it's very clever. Like, the guidebook is really clever. And so, okay, these are the backs. It comes with this metallic red gilding. This is the Fool, Chariot. It's very dark. Of course, it's Banksy. It's very witty and clever. They've chose this one for Chariot. Like, all the positive cards are looked at from a negative angle, and many of the negative cards have been looked at from a positive or more funny angle. This is the Empress. It's very clever. And it reads, oh my god. This is 8 of Buckets, 8 of Cups. Reading with this deck is very interesting. Like, it's a very unique experience. This is the Hierophant. This is an indie deck. The cardstock is amazing. It's matte, high quality. This is the Judgment. Each card makes you think. You can sit and think for 10 minutes on each card. Look at this one, 5 of Brushes. The suit of brushes is the suit of wands, and they're having a pillow fight. And this one, 8 of Brushes, very confronting images. 6 of Brushes, If you win the rat race, you're still a rat. This deck works for many types of readings, believe it or not. Even for relationship readings. This one is the Moon card. The Emperor. The suit of spray cans is the suit of swords. Ace of spray cans. I see humans but no humanity. And in that pamphlet you also have his quotes, Banksy's quotes for each card. Like they have assigned one of Banksy's quotes to each of the cards as well. It's very interesting. It's definitely a collector's item. It's done so cleverly. It reads really well. It is an indie deck. I think it deserves a lot more appreciation and fame. And the last one, the 10th deck that I want to show you is the Golden Dawn Magical Tarot by Chick Sikero and Sandra Tabata Sikero. And I'm going to read the back of the box for you. Harness the power of ritual and magic. Since its inception over 100 years ago, the Hermetic Order of the Golden Dawn has continued to be the authority on the initiatory and meditative teachings of the tarot. This tarot incorporates all the temple symbolism needed for use in the Golden Dawn rituals, created at the behest of the renowned occultist and father of the modern Golden Dawn movement, Israel Regardie. This stunning deck masterfully blends traditional tarot imagery with descriptions from the Golden Dawn initiation ceremonies. This is the first tarot deck to incorporate the symbolism necessary for use in rituals. Written and created by internationally known adepts Chick Sikero and Sandra Tabata Sikero, this is ideal for the beginning student but equally appealing to expert tarot readers. The accompanying book provides an introduction to Kabbalistic, zodiacal, and alchemical symbolism, creating a powerful tool for divination and spiritual growth, complete with a 240-page book and 2 versions of the Temperance card as required in Golden Dawn rituals. This is the best tarot available for students of the Golden Dawn and the Western magical tradition. So there you go. Look at this box. And this is a mass market deck. This was published by Llewellyn. And I have highly modified this deck. It had large white borders around it that I found very disturbing. I don't think those borders do these images any justice, so I have removed the white borders and I have created thin black border on each card, and I've kept the sharp corners. I think this format does a much better justice to the energy of this deck. Look at the backs. I'm going to show you all the cards and I'm going to show you the guidebook. There is so much to learn from this guidebook. You can use it for, you can use the guidebook in depth, or you can just learn a little bit from it. I mean, it depends on how you want to use it, but it's really cool. Look at this, the rose cross, the cube of space. It's a very interesting read. It shuffles really well. And there is a lot of symbolism. Let me just show you a few of the cards. In close-up. And this is the Princess of Wands. the sun. So you have the astrological associations, you have the Hebrew letters, and the whole thing is symbolism. You can use it for deacon walk. And it looks really cool. And it's a mass market deck. Llewellyn production. Why nobody is talking about this deck? If you want to learn anything about symbolism or Golden Dawn in general, the esoteric side of tarot, even astrology in tarot, like in relationship with tarot, this is a perfect deck. The cardstock is really good too. It's like, it's thin, but it's not flimsy. It shuffles really well. This deck definitely needs a lot more attention. I haven't seen it anywhere, like in no videos whatsoever. Probably there are some people have talked about it, but as I'm saying, this deck deserves a lot more attention. So guys, this was it. Check Mervat's video. She's a really sweet lady. She creates a lot of very interesting videos. She has a huge collection. Like, I think by now she has like 700 decks. And also my next installment of this series is going to be 10 underrated Marseille decks. So stay tuned for that one. And then the third installment will be 10 underrated Oracle decks. Thank you so much for staying with me to the end. If you are not a subscriber and if you think you would enjoy watching more of my videos, I would really appreciate it if you subscribe, like, and share. And I hope to see you in the next one.